खुद में समाए आओ तुमको कहानी सुनाए। सिंध में जन्मा था एक दिव्य मानव, सिंध में जन्मा था एक दिव्य मानव, नाम था जिनका दादा लेख राज, महिमा के योग्य कर्म थे उनके, हीरो का उनका था व्यापार। Om Shanti. Good morning, everyone. Acha. So today we are revising the 3rd of November 1992. The sign of spiritual royalty is to be constantly full and completely satisfied. Full and satisfied. Today, Bapdada is seeing his spiritual royal family everywhere. In the whole cycle, you are the most royal souls. Although limited royal families have generally been remembered a great deal, only you are remembered as the spiritual royal family. You souls of the royal family are those who have spiritual royalty at the beginning of time, Adikal, eternally, Anadikal, and also at the present time of the confluence age. Out of all the souls, the spirituality and sparkle of spirituality of you special souls in the eternal sweet home is eternally the most elevated. All souls are a sparkling form of light. Even so, the sparkle of your spiritual royalty is unique. In the corporeal world, all the stars can be seen sparkling in the sky, but some stars have a special sparkle that automatically attracts towards themselves. Even though they are light, their light can be seen sparkling extra brightly. Similarly, the sparkle of you spiritual stars, that is, the intoxication of your spiritual royalty, is especially experienced through eternal time in the supreme region. In the same way, at the beginning of time in the golden age, that is, in heaven, you souls have a right to be part of the royal family of the world emperor. Each king has a royal family. However, no other royal family throughout the entire cycle can have the royalty of the royal family of you souls and the royalty of the deity souls. You have attained such elevated royalty in your living form that even your non-living images are also worshipped with so much royalty. Throughout the whole cycle, no founder of religion, no righteous soul, or great soul is worshipped according to the method of royalty. So just think, when even the non-living images are worshipped because of their royalty, how royal must be the family to which you belong in the living form? Are you royal to that extent? Or are you becoming that? Now, at the confluence age, you have spiritual royalty. That is, you become the angelic form. You become the spiritual royal family of the spiritual father. So, in the three aspects of time, eternally, anadikal, at the beginning of time, adikal, and at the confluence age, you become the number one royal souls. Do you have the intoxication that you are the souls who have spiritual royalty in all three aspects of time? What is the foundation of this spiritual royalty? Complete purity. Complete purity is royalty. So ask yourself whether the sparkle of spiritual royalty is experienced from your form by everyone. Is the intoxication of your spiritual royalty experienced from every divine activity? Even unknowingly, in the Lokic world, short-lived royalty is experienced from their faces and their activity. So, spiritual royalty cannot remain incognito, even that is visible. So, each of you should check yourself in the mirror of knowledge. Is royalty visible on my face and in my activity? Or do my face and activity seem ordinary? Just as a real diamond cannot be hidden anywhere because of its sparkle, in the same way, those with a spiritual sparkle and spiritual royalty cannot be hidden. In order to please themselves, some children think and even say that they are incognito souls, which is why no one recognizes them, and that when the time comes, they will automatically become known. Incognito effort is a very good thing. However, the sparkle, intoxication, and spiritual royalty of an incognito effort maker will definitely give others an experience. No matter how incognito they keep themselves, their words, their relationships and connections, and the impact of their spiritual interaction would definitely reveal them. In ordinary words, people speak of this as words and behavior. They do not reveal themselves, they keep themselves incognito. This is a speciality of humility. However, others will definitely have an experience from their words and actions. Others should say that this one is an incognito effort maker. If you yourself say that you are an incognito effort maker, did you keep that incognito? Or did you reveal yourself? See, we're very clever sometimes, aren't we? We like to use words without realizing what we're actually doing. So Baba's saying, so if you are incognito and you call yourself incognito, so if you yourself say that you are an incognito effort maker, did you keep that incognito or did you reveal yourself? You say that you are incognito, and yet you yourself are saying that you are an incognito effort maker. So is this being incognito? Many even write letters saying The instruments dadis do not know us instrument effort makers. Then they even write, just see what we do in the future. Just see what happens in the future. That's probably a bit of overconfidence. Just see what I will do. So, is this being on incognito or is it revealing yourselves? It is very good if an incognito effort maker keeps himself incognito. However, you should not speak about it. Others should speak about you. What would you call those who say something about themselves? Miyamitu. Someone who considers himself to be very clever. Well, it's human nature, isn't it? We want to be acknowledged for every single thing we do. So even if we, get up early or we have extra yoga, or we do extra Murli, we want to go tell someone. So that's it kind of cancels out the effort because we're doing it for someone or we want recognition for it and not the true fruit. And many times Baba says you're eating the raw fruit. So Baba's asking, are you truly incognito or do you want to be recognized? And when you praise yourself, see how incognito I am. So Miyamitu, someone who considers himself to be very clever. It is very easy to consider yourself to be very clever. So what did you hear? Spiritual royalty. Royal souls constantly remain full. The sign of them being full is that they are completely satisfied souls. A completely satisfied soul always remains content in every situation. And when coming into connection and relationship with every soul, even knowing everything about them, no matter how many situations others bring in front of them to make them discontent, such souls who are full and satisfied will give as cooperation the virtue of contentment even to those who bring about discontentment. Be merciful. And who should we be merciful towards? Be merciful towards such souls and try to transform them. And how do we transform them? By taking a stick out. So be merciful towards such souls and try to transform them with your good wishes and pure feelings. These are the elevated actions of such spiritually royal souls. Just as physically royal souls never give their intellect or time to trivial matters, while seeing something, they do not see it, or while hearing it about it, they do not hear it. So, such spiritually royal souls will never give their intellect or time to any soul for trivial matters which are not royal. People of the world say that royalty means your vision is not drawn towards anything insignificant. Wasteful or ordinary words will never emerge through the lips of spiritually royal souls. There, every word will be yukti yukt. Yukti yukt means beyond wasteful feelings. So yukti yukt means beyond wasteful feelings, to have avyakt intentions and avyakt feelings. This is known as royalty. The royalty of this time enables you to claim a right to come into the future royal family. So check, is my attitude royal? To have a royal attitude means constantly to interact with every soul with an attitude of pure feelings and good wishes. Royal drishti means always to see others in their angelic form, with your angelic form. Actions means to come into interaction while constantly giving and receiving happiness through actions. You should interact according to such elevated actions. Have you become royal in such a way? Or do you have to become that? You saw the royalty in Brahma Baba's words and behavior, on his face and in his activities. So, follow Father Brahma in the same way. It is easy to follow the corporeal one, is it not? So, if you follow Father Brahma, you automatically follow Father Shiva. You can at least follow one, can you not? You listen to the points of becoming equal to the Father every day. To listen means to follow. It is easy to copy, is it not? Or do you not know how to copy? So today, Bapdada was smiling. What do you do on a Thursday when you come to Madhuban? You offer bhog. What else do you do in Madhuban? You offer bhog for dying alive. So, have all of you offered bhog for dying alive? Bapdada was smiling because it is easy to celebrate by saying that you are dying alive. You just go and sit on the stage and have a tilak applied and and you are dead. However, really to die alive means to be dead to your. What does Baba want us to kill? What does he want us to be dead to? Really to die alive means to be dead to your old sanskars, to be dead to the attraction of the old sanskars and the old world. That is dying alive. So any attraction, any old sanskar, anything in the old world, that is dying alive. You offered bhog, put something in the bhandara and you died alive. That was very easy. But did you really die? So Bap Dada was thinking to celebrate dying alive to your old to celebrate dying alive to your old sanskars and the old world in your thoughts and dreams for all time. Who will celebrate such a living death and when? If you are requested to sit on the stage, all of you come and sit on the stage. To sit on the stage is a common thing. But to make the intellect sit is known as truly celebrating dying alive. When you have died, death means transformation. It's practice, isn't it? It's easy for us to sit because our body is able. If you have a not such a healthy body, if you have an issue with the body, you might not be able to sit. So we take it for granted because we're used to it. So Baba's saying, in the same way, I want your intellect to sit. That stage that Baba wants, not physically sit, but the intellect. So it's just a matter of practice, isn't it? It's a matter of practice. Just like we practice sitting in the body as well. I'm sure as a 1-year-old, or I don't know how old a child is when they learn to sit, but you don't automatically start sitting. You have to learn, you have to practice, you have to persevere. And once you're there, then it comes naturally. I don't know if anyone remembers ever just toppling over as a as a little toddler, as a child. But then you learn to sit, and now it's second nature. You don't even have to think. You get up, you sit, you get up, you sit, you walk. All of that is such second nature. So we can make that happen to our intellect as well. So to sit on the stage is a common thing, but to make the intellect sit is known as truly celebrating dying alive. When you have died, death means transformation. So how many would be prepared to die a living death in this way? Or when you go back to the center, will you say, what can I do? I did not wish this, but it happened. You celebrate dying alive here and go back, but when a situation comes in front of you, you become alive again. Do not do this. As a memorial, it is shown that when one head of Ravan is cut off, it is replaced with another. So here too, one thing finishes and something else is created again in its place. Then you think, but I have killed Ravan already. So where did this one come from? However, because of not finishing the main foundation, one thing changes its form and comes in another form. If you finish the foundation, Maya will not change its form and come to attack you. She will take leave of you for all time. So, do you understand what you have to become? Those with spiritual royalty constantly check that your every action, so spiritual Baba bringing it back to spiritual royalty, what do we have to check? So those with spiritual royalty constantly check that your every action is according to that of the spiritually royal family. When your words, deeds, and thoughts have 99% royalty, you can understand that you will come into the royal family in the future too. Do not think that you will become part of that anyway. So 99% thoughts, words, and deeds. So do not think that you will become part of that anyway. Okay, you have not become complete, and so you are given a margin of 1%. But the sanskars, words, and thoughts of royalty should be 99% natural. You should not have to battle again and again. It should be your natural sanskar. Acha. To the royal souls everywhere who have spiritual royalty, to the souls who constantly give an experience of royalty through purity, to the souls who constantly put the sanskars of the angelic form into their practical form, to the souls who constantly follow Father Brahma, to the spiritually royal family who experience the Brahman sanskar in the elevated Brahmin world, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. Now, I wonder if we should read a bit of that as well. So, Avyak Bap Dada meeting groups personally. Group number 1, for some reason, there's one line in Hindi. सेवा में बिजी रहो तो सहज माया जीत बन जाएंगे. You are world transformer souls who always transform the atmosphere with your powerful attitude. Are you not? What is the special occupation of this Brahmin life? To transform the world with your attitude, words, and actions. Have you become complete to that extent, or will you become that by the time destruction happens? If the time makes you complete and perfect, then Acha, that's probably a good point. It's 9:55, or it's 5:02. So we might take a break there and then we can continue tomorrow. Let's have a minute of silence. Spiritually royal souls, emerging my angelic form, emerging my royal sanskars, dying alive, connecting with Baba, and then we'll regroup. So what did we enjoy? What did we got us churning? There's a lovely Murli. Baba pinpointing a few things. Don't become Miyamitus. Don't become too clever for my own good. We mean well, but sometimes we apply the Murli points in the wrong place for my own. I mean well, if I'm doing incognito effort, if I'm, taking an extra hour sitting in Baba's room, going here and there, doing extra service, sneaking and finding time to make little points and revise Murli, or do extra seva, have an extra effort for dharana. I mean well, but then how Maya enters very slowly, and then I start becoming proud of my effort rather than sincere towards. I should be sincere, but if I, ego slowly starts creeping in. So Baba pointing out what royalty actually means. So what did we enjoy? What did we like?
Om Shanti, sister. So, Baba is talking about the sign of royalty, spiritual souls, and there Baba says is to completely experience, completely full, and satisfied. So, royalty is basically the complete purity. That's what Baba says. You become complete, pure. And of course, purity is a very big subject in that aspect. And so throughout the whole cycle, there is no other soul who is who is worshipped or who is recognized like us, any of us, including the religious souls or any other souls. Nobody have this. Their praise is not there like any of us. Um, like the worthy worship souls.
Mm-hmm.
And Baba would like to see us doing incognito effort, right? Rather than revealing the self. So we have to make incognito efforts. And in terms of royalty, Baba would like to see us following Father, following Brahma Baba. So Brahma Baba's every word, behavior, everything was quite I mean, royal, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and either we follow Brahma Baba because he is there in the corporeal. No, now he is not there, but still, yes. The corporeal medium, he says, follow Brahma Baba or Shiv Baba, right? And of course, it's very difficult to follow Shiv Baba. Because we don't know how, I mean, we don't see him, right, how he acts. So I think it's very difficult to follow him. And the sanskars, right? So Baba says we have to die from our old sanskars. So we should not let them emerge again. So that is something that is actually taking off our royalty, I suppose. Right. So we all like to be royal all the time, but the sanskars that will emerge and we have to die. So so the old sanskars should end. So that is where we have to kill the Ravan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we
Nice.
not only we should kill the Ravan, but we should also burn it, I suppose. Otherwise, the Ravan will come back again alive.
Yeah, yeah. Ravan,
Right.
Ravan likes to keep active and busy. He
Yeah.
doesn't like to sleep and not like Kumbhakarna. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Sister Amshan.
Very nice. Thank you. Lovely points. I think it was a lovely summary of the whole Murli actually picked up met so many potent points Baba points out. There's so much Baba wants us to do. There was a line Baba said, there's so many ways I tell you to become like me every day. That's Baba's effort. Every day he's there, like become like me. There's a point where brother mentioned that it's hard to become like Baba. It is, but it's also the most easiest because it's the most natural state of me. What makes it hard is I've forgotten. It's my old sanskars. It's the habit. It's not being flexible enough. It's not using what I already have. So much Baba, he's after us every single day. He knows we are that already. He's just kind of reminding us, let go of your old sanskars, let go of what's no longer needed. And it's so, theoretically talking, it's so easy. If you've got two things, or when children, they pick up something dirty and the mother wants, or pick up a knife which is dangerous, or something, that they're playing with something that's not good for them. Well, it's very easy for the mother to, she's got the little yukti to take that, oh, look at this shiny little toy, so she'll give something new for the child, so they automatically drop off what's not good for them, what's not healthy. And they say, this is not good, let it go, chichi. So little yukti, so we know it. We know we can do it. So we use those yuktis in little circumstances, in little events in my life. When you're trying to motivate a team, you give them something. Okay, reach this target. We'll take you. Well, let's go. Go on a picnic, or we'll go have a coffee. There's something we know how to do it, but how do I apply it in my spiritual progress? Baba said it's just about remembering, isn't it? When you have that ceremony of offering bhog, dying alive, a lot of us have offered that, and you feel the difference because it's a nice little sparkle. When I do something even ceremonially, it reminds me that yes, I can be that, but then I have to carry that with me. And I think to carry that, it's not a burden, because what happens is when we perform a ceremony, it's like a wow, it's like a wedding, it's like a party, and you go, wow, I'm going to do this. But then to sustain that, I have to see the value behind it. I can't just be taken away by the splendor of, wow, I've met God, or wow, I've done this ceremony. But then I also have to see what value it brings in my everyday little things in my life. It doesn't have to be, many times I offer, when I share about meditation, I like to point out that meditation is not always just bliss and wow, and it is. There are times when you feel so peaceful, so blissful, and you want to be that. But then I also have to be, throughout the day, I have to be able to remember Baba in just nothingness as well. It's not going to be the wow that I felt at 2 a.m., but I have to see the value of remembering Baba throughout the day. If I depend on just that wow, then I'm still dependent on something. I'm not sustaining that practice for my good. And that, again, links in with incognito service. I might have started an extra, like these classes. They're excellent. They're an extra little thing we're doing, isn't it? After Amrit Vela, 5 a.m. every single day. This is an extra little effort I am making. But then I have to remember, why am I doing it? With what intention? And what do I gain from it? And it's easy for us to sometimes, it's good to share what we do, but then with what intention? Am I doing it to kind of feel a little bit? Sometimes we show off a little bit because we don't feel good enough, so we want someone else to acknowledge, see, I do these 5-10 extra things, so they can say, okay, you're not doing bad, so I can get their acknowledgement, which is not a bad thing. But if my heart is somewhere feeling not so great, maybe that's somewhere that maybe that's a void I can fill up extra with Baba's power. It's not that I'm doing anything wrong. And that's when I link that back to, Ravan as well. It's, we get rid of one sanskar, or and then we have a lifestyle that kind of takes us through our day and through our life as well. But then a little moment comes of, say, sadness, or an old sanskar pops up, and the natural human instinct is to kind of get rid of it. I want to do something to get rid of it. I don't want the pain to exist. I don't want to feel angry. I don't want to feel jealous. I don't want to feel less than. I don't want to feel any of that. So instantly the reflex is to get rid of it. Good. It will go. Baba says Maya only comes so she can go. Paper tiger, it's going to go. But give myself that self-respect. Give myself those few moments to just sit with that pain, with that sadness, with that negativity, to say, why did it come up? It will go. It's not the real me, it's an old sanskar, it's Ravan sanskars. But give yourself that self respect to go, it's okay. I can sit with this without losing my self respect. If jealousy comes, can I give myself 10 minutes to sit with that energy to go, why am I feeling that? It's not the real me. So, do I have enough self respect to sit with that vice so I can look into the eyes of Ravan and say, why is it there? Why is it really there? Rather than just get rid of it and move on. That's going to happen anyway. But when I give myself that time, because I know I am not that, I have that confidence, I have that self respect. Give yourself that time. So, when you sit with that pain, when you sit with that sadness, with that jealousy, with that vice, you lessen its weakness. And perhaps that's one way of killing Ravan, that you've just, you've given it enough time to kill it off. You've given it enough. You're not scared. You don't want to just, people say you get angry, drink water, do this. Something happens, watch a movie, change your mind, go for a walk, which are good, which I should do. I should do. I don't want to dwell in the sadness, I don't want to dwell with the vice, I don't want to live that vice. But can I give myself those few moments to go, okay, why has it come? What part of me perhaps is not full yet, that a little bit of this negative energy has seeped in? Perhaps that's one way we can, or if someone would like to also share something that they experiment with, or does this resonate with someone, something, have they tried this, or would they like to try it, or it does not sound nice at all, would you like to counter argue? Please unmute and share your thoughts.
Your Highness Harman, I was just thinking, what is royalty? When we were young, we used to love these stories of kings and queens. Whenever bedtime comes or when we are fed, our nannies and all used to tell, once upon a time there was a king. Immediately, the mind of the child used to go to that visual picture. Who are kings? Wonderful, tall, and especially now you must see when this mythological thing goes on, whether it's Ramayana or whether it's Hanuman, they show Rama as a king. King means palatial, abundance. Food and all is in abundance. The clothes are in abundance. They wear crowns on their heads. They are forever smiling. They are so fair and so divine, and some very, a kind of a thing we get in royalty. So they are the kings. And I imagine Baba in white clothes. We are all in white saris or in white this, no jewelry, not even a kind of any, whether you like it or not, the makeup or fashion, nothing. So we still you call us royal. So that is spiritual royalty. But the real spiritual royalty which Baba spoke today, those three things which he has said, what is royal drishti, and what is royal action, and what is royal thought, good wishes and pure feelings. So this royalty, spiritual royalty, is not a royalty which you're going to see like when you go to Madhuban, the Sirohi Rajas and all, no, sometimes they come. You can really see that kind of the worldly royalty in their faces and all, whether they have got a part in the future Satyuk kingdom. I've seen these people, these royal people from Sirohi, or even a person whom I used to often admire, Gwalior. The way they dress up, the way they do. So when Baba says, you are my spiritual royal children, I say, Baba, but we look too simple. If you're going to tell us royal, the people of the world, when they're going to look us, they'll just say beautiful. Angel, you say, okay, I can agree. Angels are always pure, white, and then calm. See, all we have to check ourselves. all these things, whether we call ourselves as royalty, do we have these qualities? Even though Baba keeps saying, Mere royal bache, royal dulare bache. But do I have? I want to check, because otherwise, and a royalty person, they say, that's only one story I remember what my grandma used to say. A royalty person never asks for anything. And then
Mm.
she told me a story how a beggar went from place to place and was asking for begging. Then he goes to the palace and he sees there, and then the guards tell him, wait, the king is praying. So he says, okay, the king is praying and all, and then he hears the king from the temple is sound over here saying, can you give me this? Can you give me that? Like,
Mm.
he's asking God. So this beggar says, I came here asking for something. He himself is a worse beggar than me. He's asking and then he's giving me. So is this so from then on I used to think, so they are not royal people? Then
Mm.
royalty, the annexing kingdoms, killing, taking away queens, marrying, the kind of no good feelings towards others' wives, adultery, and all that. Just
That's
looking at.
vices. That's not royalty
No,
yet.
no, I'm saying I used to see even that in royalty that. So, Jara Hatkeya, Baba says that is not royalty. That is royalty by birth, royalty by heirship, or royalty by kingdom. They are born in they say not born with a golden spoon.
Mm.
But your royalty is different. You were born in my lap of my hand. I gave you birth. And what is our unique birth? We don't have any Edward the One, Edward the Two, Edward the Three, nothing.
Sister, I
If that
think the
way,
is
we
even
are
the
LN1, LN2, but that is later.
no, but even
Nothing now.
if there's
Nothing now.
looting and all of that, even Kalyug doesn't consider that royalty. I mean,
Yeah.
even Baba's definition is so much different, but
So you see what kind of royalty we are. That's why I'm saying. Such
yeah.
a super royalty, which some of us, we were told you can take a photo of like Narayan, what you want to become. And some people still have, I used to love that. I like Janki Dadi, I said, I don't like to be women form. I would love to always become Narayan. I like the man form. So, some of the people dress up. Do we become that? No. But today, these three things which Baba has spoken about, the smile, see, cheerful face, the pure, the angelic face, looking at you, and how are angels? And they just go, their feet are not on the ground. So these qualities of royalty is spiritual royalty. It was there. If you see, I don't know which kingdom, Mesopotamia or somewhere, I think there was that kind of royalty, what we call. They used to think they are instruments or incarnates chosen by God to rule over the world. That's how the Romans used to think. So there were such divine people who used to think God has made them, especially in the Bible. If you see, they say God has given them the thing, so they are the divine royal people. But
Mm.
Baba's definition, I think it's mind boggling, especially this one paragraph which you read. I was just sitting only on that to say when Baba says, are you really, it's not just complete purity and all, only not that. Royalty should be visible on my face, in my activity. That's why I remember it seems when children in the night, Mama or Baba, I don't know, they used to ask the children, walk slowly. You should be walk like a royal queen. The TikTok should not be heard. So how they used to walk. So these kind of upbringing and all, I don't know what is that royal family and royal thing. No, it's just a visual thing Baba is taking us in. But I
Mm.
think this royalty is something very beautiful. Om Shanti.
Yeah. I think for the sake of time, really, and God is very clever. Baba is clever. There are so many things we can discuss, but Baba knows time is short. So Baba gives us the essence. He's told you what royalty is. So, if you're being kind to yourself, self respect means also cutting your losses when when there are so many. Baba's knowledge is not something few things are, but there are also a few things that are not like completely far out. Baba says be cheerful, have good wishes for people. There are elements of this in the world as well. Kalyug also, even at the end of Kalyug, the elements are also important. So if I want to save time, I just want to go directly to what Baba is telling me to do. I think that's a wise thing to do because Baba has come to purify my soul. Baba's each word is filled, it's not just mere words. It's not words, Baba saying, be royal, have pure feelings. We know these words. Even every child in Kalyug knows these words. They're not new words. But the flow of Baba's energy, Murli is not just few words put together. It's not information put together. It's the flow of energy, pure energy from Param Dham. It's Baba's making me back to my original self, as I was as a resident of Param Dham. It's not information Baba is saying, become this, become that, add this, minus that. If I approach Murli like an information, then I really feel like as a BK, I severely miss out on what intention Baba has for me. I have to let the Murli flow into my soul. It's not about picking up words and going, oh yeah, I know this, I know that, I know this. It's what Baba is putting into me. With the energy as well. It's not just mere words. So when Baba's talking about royalty, of course he's clever and he words things so perfectly that they make sense to even the Kalyug Buddhi. It makes sense. Even to my degraded intellect, it makes sense. But it's doing a lot more than that. And I have to allow, if I want to change my life, I have to allow Baba's words to seep into my soul. It's not just the words, it's the flow of energy that's going to come into my soul to transform me. So royalty, when we talk, what many times I look back at Mama and Baba, how did they become number one? They had perhaps the least information of what all the BKs now have. There's so many orators, there's such good speakers, there's this brother, this didi, that didi. They are so good with gyan, there's so much there. But why are we still so much weaker than Mama and Baba? Why is our Purusharth not being able to be uplifted? And perhaps if I want to become the Purusharthi Mama Baba was, go back to the core. Go back to how Mama and Baba transformed their lives. How did they do it? How did they do it? What did they do? Go back to what they did. The pure innocence and the raw form of, everything was not confusion, but it was still very raw information. Now everything is clarified. This, three forms, Trikaldarshi. Baba has given us so much information. And furthermore, so many seniors have, clarified each point. What does this mean? What does this mean? What does this mean? At the beginning, there was so much. Everything was new. Baba had to figure everything out on his own. Mama had to figure everything out on her own. That's how they became Mama Baba. And same with the Ashtratan. They love. Once all of us call ourselves BK, but once you call yourself a BK, who am I linking to? Who am I following? Who do I want to become like? What is my input for? What is my life for? What do I encourage in myself? What do I value my time going for? Everything is good. In BKs, we're not going to choose, most BKs, we're not going to choose horrible things. We're not going to go watch horrible movies. We're not going to watch, listen to bad things and gossip and all of that. We're not going to do that. Everything is good. But what makes my life a little bit extra, a little bit more like the Ashtrat, a little bit more like Mama and Baba than just an ordinary BK? See, my life, I shouldn't really be seeing it just as perhaps because Sometimes we look at the outside world, or at least, well, and we are so much better. We read the Murli every day. We connect to God every single day. We are different from the world. But what am I aiming for? What am I pushing for? What is my extra purusharth? Baba says intense effort. So how do I approach my life? Anybody want to share how they approach the moments of their day? How do they approach effort? How do they want to kind of zone in? And Arjun, when Arjun was right in the eye of the not just let go of what's outside, the fish, and even the fish's eye, and even in the eye was the ball. It was right in the middle. So what is that for me in my life? Everything is good, all the classes are good, discussions are good, this is good, that is good, but what am I aiming for? Who would like to share what they aim for? What's their eye? Arjun's eye.
Om Shanti, sister. Maybe it is self-transformation and not contributing to the worsening world, not creating a bad environment for people, bad feelings towards people, bad thoughts for people. Yeah. Thank you. Om Shanti.
That's a big one, isn't it? To have because
Yeah, so I think what matters here is we have to follow father and mother, exactly what they have done, right? That's what Baba also emphasizes, right, in the Murlis. If you take the Sakar Murlis or um, any Murlis, so Srimad means to follow father and mother, right? Because the Srimad that we get from Shiv Baba, right? So most of us, I mean, we don't know how this has to be applied in life. So they are the proof, right? And when we follow them, right, that's when Baba says we become worthy to be seated in their throne.
Baba's been saying that for the last few days, isn't it? Heart throne, heart throne. So, we all follow Baba, but what makes the special ones a little different? How can I sit on the heart throne? And it's having the courage as well to kind of let go of, because even the BK life, I'm assuming all of us are pakka BKs. Even the BK life, there's so much paraphernalia. There's so many, as I said, everything is good. Do this, do that, do this, do that. There's so much goodness. But what gets me into the actually following Baba and Mama? Did Baba and Mama do this? Did Baba and Mama follow that? And now we're lucky that we have examples like sister was sharing that Mama would say walk royally. So it wasn't that now I can say that as a perhaps as a rule, don't walk like that, but to her it came naturally. She didn't think of it wasn't they make the effort, they become full, and then they just notice things. It's not royalty doesn't come from the outside. Like the world, you see, as she said, you meet rajas of the current world, they are very royal. There you meet people, sometimes children you see, and they are very royal. They don't take without asking, they don't throw tantrums. There are many children like that, but our effort is to become full in the soul. Those actions will naturally come. They will come. Of course, a little bit I have to tweak and add as well, but let those come naturally, because if I start working from the outside, start copying the actions and then hoping my soul will fill up, I don't know if that will be possible. I don't know if someone else wants to.
So the core practice that one must practice is the soul conscious practice, isn't it? Because that is where everything comes, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the effort is to go back to our originality. When you become that soul conscious, when that power emerges, then everything else will come automatically, right? Because after all, it is the soul will have to get purified. Soul will have to get all the power back, right? So when
Yeah.
that happens, then we naturally start behaving in our natural way, right?
Mm.
So the core purusha that one must focus on is to become soul conscious, I guess.
Yeah. And which is, how do we get that?
Yeah.
There's only one completely soul. Well, now there's two, Bap Dada, but there's only one soul that is always soul conscious, which is Shiv Baba. So everything I do has to be connected to Shiv Baba, Shiv Baba. So if I do that effort, even with royalty, a lot of my sanskars will naturally change. As brothers shared before, that having good feelings, that won't be an effort then. I won't have to go through a lot of struggle to have pure feelings for someone, even people that are mean to me, because I'm filling up here, and I'm not filling up from this and this and this and this, from good people, bad people. I'm not analyzing their behavior to make myself stable. I am already stable. Sometimes we can do that. Someone was horrible to me, I sit with that situation for half an hour and I go, okay, maybe they meant like that. Oh, okay, they're going through a divorce. Okay, their children was horrible to them. And then I can stabilize myself, and then I can have good wishes. It's not possible. I can do that as well. But if I put the effort, it just being stable, linked with Baba, full from the beginning, and that's the aim and the core and the foundation of my life, it's a lot easier. That love's gonna flow automatically, even when that person's horrible to me. Then I don't have to go into their karmic story. Why were they horrible? Well, oh, did they mean it like that? Or maybe they didn't mean. So I don't have to waste time really. So I just, purity also means being clever in the sense that where am I using my thoughts for? It's not wrong perhaps to, if I know their sad story, and I can be a bit more nicer to them, have pure feelings for them. But is that being completely pure? I'm not doing a bad thing, but it's wasting my energy, it's wasting my time. And I know time is limited. And if I know time is limited, where do I choose to plug in my thoughts and my emotions? Is it for myself, self transformation, or do I still want to give the other person, a lot more of my energy? So be royal and be smart is what Baba wants us. Okay, time. Unless anyone else wants to have the last 30 seconds, should we finish up, brother?
I think tomorrow I will share with you. It's not easy to really get transformed from an ordinary human being to a royal thing. There's a very good story for it, but I think time is not there. I would only say one: absolutely berefting myself from what I am, and I have to follow. Who said you can't follow Brahma? The Shiva in Brahma. Brahma has got no value unless Shiva is there within it. If I copy that, and there is a story of how one person from Hyderabad, SML head, he actually followed Brahma Baba point to point, and he left his body. But now, of course, there's no time. I think it can be done by totally berefting, removing myself, my consciousness, my what I am to what I want to become. I think if I have that aim in front of me, I can move, at least try to move towards that aim. Shanti.
Okay, Om Shanti. Let's have a minute connecting with the true Father, my true self, become so conscious. Yeah.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Harman sister. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a beautiful day.